women need to shut up, sit down, all the other stuff, right? That is the one thing that we need. We need your presence. But sometimes when a woman is around, they have a propensity to talk too much or engage in an argumentative fashion instead of just hanging out, like I love being around a woman and we ain't even got to talk about nothing. Just you being around me and I'm being around you. We at the store. I'm just touching on you. Like just little things like that. Like the biggest form of communication is nonverbal. Like we don't need to be doing all this talking all the time. But women love to blah 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 blah. So that sit down and shut up thing sounds harsh, but it's one of the things that we need from a woman. Your presence alone. Because I think, in just my opinion, women talk so much when they're around us because they feel the need to be valuable or powerful and show us something because she doesn't think her simple presence is enough. And I may be wrong.
So like women, like the smell of women is intoxicating.
Yes.
Right.
The energy of women is invigorating.
Yes.
The presence of women is uplifting. And it's a vibe and energy that gets set when you're around the right type of women that you can't really like put a finger on it, right? You just know it when you know it, right? And like I'm not one of the people that only appreciate women for sex. So it's some people might not vibe with that answer, but I know full-fledged what I get. I really enjoy being around women. It's a good energy. It just energy is transferable.
Hey, let go. That's what they wanted you to do. So they when you were talking, it was kind of like it was so hard for you to just go down the list.
I literally said ideas. I started this off.
Well, I didn't see the women start doing this until Marcus started doing it. But when you were saying you kept flip flopping, kept going back and forth.
Hey man,
you start naming that list, you start seeing. I was paying attention. It was just like he hitting it. She had her fingers up, counting like yes. That's what I'm talking about. When you go to those
ideas
tours, you see them. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like they come together and they're hearing this message collectively.
Yeah, I feel you.
They're on the same page. So
totally
you
agree.
Get just now.
You kept
saying, but.
I didn't say but one time. What are you talking about?
You did. That was how you
did.
When we say y'all need to shut up, that's us basically saying we want you around us, but sometimes we need that. You placed it back on what you needed from us.
Yeah, it was backhanded
service too, and that's cool, right? Like that's
okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
I received that.
So we can have ideas that are cool, but then when we want to say something just because it's like, oh no, be quiet now.
No, I was mainly talking about the over talking, because if anybody was to say women need to shut up or something, like that means there's an overage of talking, not conversational, right? We're having conversations, but just your presence is enough.
Mr. Lego, you do it every week.
Mr. Lego.
Yeah.
You haven't posted in 6 days and they waiting to see this video tomorrow that you're gonna drop. That's just gonna get straight to the point.
Let me shoot Mr. Lego some bail.
Yeah.
Let me shoot him some bail. Look, what I was saying earlier,
that video tomorrow, because that's a video that's gonna go viral. I'm telling you, soon as you post that video, you say the right things.
Look, let me shoot Mr. Lego some bail. Remember how I was saying earlier that the ability, like dealing with women, has given me the ability to hear what women want to hear, translate what we want to like. That's an example of that, because I understand how they would like to hear messages sometimes. And Mr. Let Go, sometimes as men, we don't emotionally verbalize what we actually feeling in a way that they could tangibly hear it and then take that with them. And that's just one of the small disconnects we have that be so major amongst men and women. But he was saying what I was saying, though. He just
a lot of it is delivery. But I'll even say this still goes back to the choices for real, because there are some women who you can actually talk to like a lot, and it's not going to be a problem. you don't always need women to shut up. You have to find a woman who's on the same page as you, right? And I'm not saying you got to talk each other's brain out all day, but the better you are in your vetting process, like the better off you will be, because there are some women you can talk to for hours because they're actually on the same page as you. They have the same interests as you, right? And they know you so much that nothing that they saying to you is going to sound bad to your ears. It's just, you just have to surround yourself or, pair yourself with the correct woman. So that's going to go back to your choices vetting process, because like I said, if we have a connection, we could talk, and there's no limit on it. I don't grow tired of it. Right. But it has to be with somebody who you really connect with to have that type of intimacy with. Right. Just like, you could talk to your homeboys and it's straight. Right. No problem. Y'all could be at the bar, at the barbershop, chopping it up for hours and it don't get corny. Right. But it's a different type of feel. It's a different vibe when you with the woman and can have those. It's not going to be the same type of talk, but you do still have things that you can relate to with each other. That is, y'all just really, really have that synergy where you can communicate that way. And that you understand how supportive she is. You support her. You really vibing. You're not going to have that problem. You ain't going to never want her to shut up. Unless it's time for Unless it's time for Go ahead.
One more thing. I'm sorry, Trev. I try to wait till you get finished because I know you rarely jump in. But I think that's the difference too, what Marcus said versus like a lot of times my platform comes off as, oh, she's a pick-me, this, that, and the third. No, I just translate men very well. I translate men in a language where women can receive it. Now, if they accept it, that's on them, And I think that's the difference, right? Because, watching me actually have a conversation, it's very obvious I don't go for anything with men. But you can't make that determination of men in a 30-second clip. And I think that's the difference with what Marcus is saying. A lot of times we have our own idea of what we want to hear per our gender, because of course we're loyal to our gender. But when you want to integrate with the other gender, you have to be able to translate that for it to come across. And a lot of times it's not coming across the way that you perceive because you don't feel like you intended nothing bad. But again, cautious of what we're putting out. Mr. Lego's a heavy content creator. Trev is a heavy content creator. I'm sure the rest of you guys have platforms. And that's not what the messages are centered around. It's centered around desireship. What can I desire from the other party? What can I get? How does this happen? This, that, and the third. And when the message don't look like that, it's used as another way of the extreme. Attacking women, saying what women should do better, saying how women should be better, saying how women need to be more accountable, saying this, that, and the third. It's always two extremes. Either men have this way of view or they have this way of view, but there's very few far in between creators who actually put it together in a balanced mechanism. We don't have that. So thank you, Marcus, for how you put that, because even though Mr. Lego tried, baby, he failed.
Yeah.
And that's another ball game too. When you talk about content creation, how it's received, we have to go within the parameters of time, because there are certain hot spots within the time that hold you. How you deliver it, your cadence is actually taken into consideration, where a lot of people don't understand. The algorithm understands that, and keywords that you're saying within the first 15 seconds of your video. They try to make their best prediction onto how humans are going to receive it, right? And who to send this to. And once you start to understand that, your content comes out a little bit differently. And then when you start to realize that when you go hard on a particular demographic, right, and then your views go like, and your shares go, because people are much more compelled to share things that they hate. People like to hate more than they do like to love. They could really like something, really agree something with it. They might like it, keep flipping. When they hate what you said, then they're going to send it to somebody, look at this dickhead. That's just how it goes. So that's what compels people to do things. Just like, how you never complain. You like, all right, let's say you're doing a review. Most times we do a review. We don't do a review to do a good one. We don't call customer service to say, hey, this guy did a great job. We call it complain. When we get angered, that compels us the most to react over anything. And that's why sometimes people's delivery make it like, why the hell are they talking like that? Why are they behaving like that? Because that's what you respond to. Unfortunately, we're trapped.